Hey, good morning everyone. Wednesday morning, the 8th of July 2020. A rather windy and cold day outside, all overcast and gloomy. So that means no ride for me today. Darn, but anyway, we have things to do as well. This morning's devotion is focused on the reading from the morning prayer, Deuteronomy chapter 1, reading from verse 1 through to verse 18, and I would encourage you to read those. However, I'm going to add in another few verses which are found in 1 Timothy chapter 2, reading verses 1 and 2. I urge then, first of all, that requests, prayers, intercession and thanksgiving be made for everyone, for kings and for all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness. And a verse from Deuteronomy, verse 13. Moses says, choose some wise, understanding, and respected men from each of your tribes, and I will set them over you. You've obviously guessed the theme of this morning's devotion is leaders and leadership. And a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Many aspire to be leaders, but no one wants to lead. Leaders are not self-created. They are called. Perhaps for many leaders, it is a question of the strong desire to be in a position of power. And that is a wrong reason, because then they just turn out to be self-serving. It is not a popularity contest, as many seem to think. The qualities of leaders which you've heard include being wise, understanding, and respected. And there are more qualities to be found in 1 Timothy chapter 3, verses 2 and 10. When Moses was called by God to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, he offered many excuses, and we can have a look at them. God heard these excuses, but Moses had already been chosen by God to lead the Israelites. And try as hard as what Moses could, he could not get out of that position. It was his. Another leader comes to mind, and that of Jeremiah, who also tried to use the excuse that he was too young. But God reassured both his leaders that he would be with them, and we can see how faithful God is to his word. There are many other leaders also in Scripture that we can look up. Leaders will always come under attack for the decisions made, even when these decisions are made in consultation with the people. It is far easier to offer criticism for a leader. After all, why pray for them? That is the last thing on our mind. We like to look for their faults and work on these faults instead of focusing on their strengths. We all have our faults, and yes, many a mistake will be made. How often do we find ourselves criticizing the leaders of the church, the world, or even within our own families? We are all guilty of that. And maybe we've also used the excuse, but it's only human to do that. But is it beneficial? Ask yourself the question, how or what can I do to come alongside the leaders to offer support and encouragement? And how can I pray for them? My dear friends, we need to pray for our leaders, whether we like them or not. They are there to lead and to do a work. Support them, and above all, stop criticizing them. Encourage them and motivate them. May the Lord be with you. May he bless you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.